it there at the house, and just went for it. No business plan, no loan, no nothing. Just started doing it.
Yeah.
But as we got bigger, we grew out of working out of we have about a 3,000 square foot shop at the house. We, in 3 years, we grew out of being able to service everybody with that one truck and that house shop. Like we had to move somewhere. So we moved into the building that we're currently in as a renter. And about 6 months into renting, and we loved the place.
Mm-hmm.
The owners are like, "Hey, we're going to sell, just so you know. Don't know what's going to happen with the new owners, but we'll give you first right of refusal if you want to buy it." I'm like, "Well, I'm just a firefighter guy. Like, I don't have $1 million to buy a building. Like,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
crazy, But it's just another one of those things. Like I met a really good family friend that was able to help me write a business plan, and went and talked to the bank, and the bank introduced me through a thing called MWID, which is the Montana West Economic Development Group, which is a group that basically is here to help guys like me, right? That are going to create jobs, that are going to be good for the community, that are going to do something good here, but don't have all the capital that they need. So they kind of helped us with some down money, and like I say, it grew organically in the beginning, I guess, to answer your question. And then it became like, okay, you got to get big fast. Like, so we got a business plan. We're buying $1 million building. To support that, we got to hire a couple more guys, but we got the work, so that's fine. So we went from my house and 2 of us to here and 9 guys and a huge ass mortgage and payroll and like all the stuff that comes with that, all the overhead and all that stuff in a couple of years. So.
Okay, so for the listeners, this is the gold of the show. By the way, I appreciate your early story, Arizona time, and all those other things, and the fact that you're at the fire department. But here's the gold of the story, because there's a lot of people that are in your position working in law enforcement, or fire departments or other career jobs where maybe there are 3 on, 4 off, or 4 on, 3 off, and they have goals and desires to do other things in life. Maybe that's create a business. Maybe it's, a early retirement, buy a new home, etc. And you took a risk, a little bit of a risk, by having your taco truck, you call it, and making the rounds, working your butt off, and developed that into something that started out small and became a business, something tangible. You took the initiative to write a business plan and do the research to find out what programs are available to you to get that loan to get this building.
Right.
And I think so many people stop early in their tracks with, I can't do that. Right? Or I don't know how to do that. And by the way, I love Google because everything's on the internet.
Right.
If you don't know how to do something, and here you found these programs, and you're in this beautiful building, and as you suggested, you're providing jobs for people, and all the things that's encompassed within these 4 walls. That to me is the gold of the story, because people need to understand that you can do those things. You can create something sustainable if you try and you work your program, right?
Well, I think the biggest thing is, truly, if you're going to start a business, it's going to be tough. Like, that's all there is to it. And I think the biggest advice I could give anybody is know that it's going to be freaking tough, and don't give up. Like, there's been, in the last 7 years, there's probably been 100 of those days where I went, like, honestly, today, I told you, I was like, man, I don't know if I can do the interview. I've had a hell of a day.
Yeah.
Like, this morning started out, it's not now, a couple of Baja beers in, you know what I mean? But like, today I was, like, ready to light a fuse and walk away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and there's going to be those days. There's going to be a lot of those days, but you just can't give up. Like, you just, you got to have that grit.
Well, and I think, and I love that word grit, because it does take a lot of grit to do what you're doing. And I love and appreciate hearing that the days are hard, because people walk into this lobby, they see a beautiful, your decor, and you got this motor I've been eyeing since I walked in, Ford motor, by the way, that I'm going to want in my truck. And, they think, oh, this guy's got it all figured out, but they don't realize the hours that you put in, the hard work, and that goes with the territory. But the benefits and the rewards of doing what you're doing have been substantial, on the other side of that.
Yeah. Well, I don't remember where I heard it, but I've thought about it a lot of times as a business owner, and the thing to keep in mind, I think, is that the highlight reel only shows the home runs.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
It doesn't show how many times you strike out. And the other reality is like you're not. You got to take a lot of at bats too to get home runs, right?
Yeah.
You know, like I've had a lot of strikeouts, and it's the same thing. It's grit. You just got to keep at it. You know, keep swinging until you get another home run. You know, and like I said, that there is a lot of strikeouts and a lot of sad, you know, at bats to get home runs, but you know, you gotta keep swinging.
You know, the other thing that I appreciate about your business here at RES is that, you know, you're a fireman and you saw a need in your day job, and you created a business to solve that need. And I think that so many of us in our careers have things that we're doing, and maybe there is something that needs to be solved, but we overlook that,
right,
or we pacify it off onto somebody else, or we don't think about it. And you took that need and you created a business about it. And I would encourage people to look at what they're doing and where the needs are, especially the ones that want to be entrepreneurs,
right,
and say, hey, look, I could fill that gap. Right. And I think you did a wonderful job of filling a gap.
Well, and there's so many things. Like, I think when you have that mindset, you're always like certain people, like, and I'm definitely one of them, like, always look at everything as an opportunity or something that could be or whatever. And there's a million things that I've thought of that I thought, well, maybe I could do this, and then I didn't, and somebody else did, like GoPro. Like, I used to race turkle track, and this is back in the day where there wasn't GoPro, right?
Yeah.
Like, I was trying to figure out how to strap a shitty Walmart camera to my roll cage and make it actually be able to see like an in-car shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it never worked, but somebody else took the initiative to actually make that work and make it right and make it tangible and make it whatever. And what's that, like a $5 billion company? Like,
yeah,
I kick myself in the ass all the time. Like, I should have gone for that. You know what I mean? And you know, those are the things that, like, you know, you always look at. You just gotta.
There's opportunities out there. You just got to strike. I'm looking at Sunny right now, sitting in the lobby here, and we raced a race when Facebook Live just started. I'm like, I'm going to Facebook Live from the starting line, man. I'm going to hold the phone up until he says go, and then we'll see what happens.
I'll throw it on the floor.
I'm going to hand you the phone, man, and then hand it back to me at some point. You know, and we're racing and going on Facebook Live, and then then it crackles out. But you know, there's always opportunities in front of us if we can just strike on them. And I love that that's what you did with RES, but you took it to the next level.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put words in your mouth because I want you to talk about it, but you got people coming through the door, you know, working for the fire department or the ambulance services or the forestry service, and they're seeing what you're doing, like, hey, could you work on my daily driver?
Yeah.
You know, and all of a sudden you've got personal vehicles in here.
Yep.
And was that the birth of Patriot Trukworx for you?
Yeah, it sure was. It's, you know, like you said, opportunities just come, and then you can either choose to capitalize and jump on them or just watch them sneak by. And, you know, everybody here in Montana, well, not everybody, but 90% of us drive a pickup, most of us a diesel pickup, and it just became one of those. I enjoy that stuff. Like, I have a diesel pickup that makes crazy horsepower and like doing burnouts and driving fast, and, you know, and you know, guys like Sonny that work for us, and, you know, guys like you that enjoy that stuff consistently would come in the shop and ask us about performance parts and this and that. And I said, well, yeah, I know a little bit about it, and I can get those parts. And it didn't really fit in the RES side of the game. You know, it's not really response equipment. So we came up with Patriot Trukworx as a brand that we could, you know, kind of Y off as a sister company and really go after, you know, some good distributors, which you've been a huge help with. But yeah, it's grown into, you know, diesel performance, lift kits, wheels, tires, all that sort of thing. You know, it's the same building, same crew, but we're all like-minded. Like, that's the stuff that we do on the weekends and for fun. So why not make it part of what we do every day? You know, so
yeah. Well, and what I love about it too is it just goes back to when you bought this building, you created jobs, and now you're creating more jobs. Right. And as you expand and take advantage of other opportunities, you know, people coming through the door that have a need and you're filling those needs. You just added 2 more jobs. Yeah. You added the BF Goodrich tires to your roster, Raceline wheels, Method wheels, and a service, right? Yep. Now you're selling tires and rims to people that need them. Yep. And, you know, you bought the tire machine and brought in some guys to run it and make it another part of your business. I mean, for you to see those things is pretty special. I think oftentimes we overlook those opportunities.
Yeah, no, it's been great. I was a little bit worried that we're not a tire shop. We're not going to be discount tire or whatever. That would we sell enough of them to justify that investment in that machine? And it's we'll have it paid off in less than a year probably. You know what I mean? Like return on investment. You just like I said, not every swing is a home run.
Yeah.
But I think this one's going to be. I do. But you don't know till you take that leap, right? You got to be. So many times in the last 7 years, I've laid in bed wondering if I'm making the right decision, but I always come back to I would rather look back as an old man sitting on my porch and say, well, I tried this, and this and failed, but at least I tried.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, and I think that the people that work for you, too, they see that, they appreciate that, and they come in and give it their best, too.
Yeah.
I know, I'm super grateful that this was a place for Sonny to land, who was my navigator down in Southern California,
Yep.
and because he's here, I'm here.
Yep.
So I'm very grateful that, you gave him an opportunity, but I see it on the faces of the other guys here that have come since Sonny and the things that you're providing for them.
Yeah. It's a huge compliment to me when, actually Sonny said it the other day. I said something about, it was a couple days ago, it was Friday, and I said, well, you guys have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. And Sonny said, oh, it's Friday, huh? And I was like, well, I guess I'll take that as a compliment. You're not like, God damn, I'm glad it's Friday. I can't wait to get out of this shithole or whatever, And he said, well, I don't even count the days anymore. It could have been Wednesday for all I know. And that's the best compliment I could get as a boss. You know what I mean? That they like, because I'll be honest, there's a lot of days at the fire hall that I'm like, thank God it's the last day. You know what I mean? But
well, we say it in my world, if you're looking forward to Fridays because
Right.
you have the weekend off, you're in the wrong job.
Right. Right.
So kudos to him for feeling that way, and kudos to you for providing an environment where it doesn't matter what day it is, he's enjoying what he's doing, your team's enjoying what they're doing, and you guys are putting out great work.
Yeah.
So
no, we really try to breed an atmosphere of like camaraderie, and I think some of that carries over from the fire service. Because we're the fire department. We're with each other 33% of the time, so there's no more important place to have good morale and camaraderie and brotherhood, and I really try to bring that into
Mm-hmm.
I'm a young business owner, don't have a business degree, so I kind of do it by braille sometimes, but I'm really proud of the team that we have and the atmosphere that we have, and and several customers have said, man, I love coming in your shop. It feels like a brotherhood and a place that I want to be and I want to hang out, and those are my favorite compliments, really,
Yeah. So I think the message that resonates for me the most with your story is, you found a career that you loved and wanted to be in,
Mm-hmm.
being a fireman,
Yep.
and aspired to at a young age. But you also found a way to expand your own net worth and off-work activities by starting a business, which you've done here at RES and Patriot Trukworx, and you found satisfaction in doing both.
Yep.
Even though it's hard work, it's paid off not only for yourself but all the people that you employ. So I think it's just a great story of what you've been able to do.
Well, I appreciate that, and I appreciate you being part of it, and it's one of those deals that you don't even realize you're doing it as you're doing it, and then you look back and like, oh, how the heck did we get here?
Yeah.
But, no, I'm proud of it, and I'm proud of what we've all built, and I can't definitely take all the credit. It couldn't happen with all the great guys that we've been able to to bring on board and that are part of the family now, like Sonny. Is
What are just because Sonny by default standing here in front of us staring us down, big intimidating look there.
He's bringing us more beer.
Yeah, right. What are some of the other guys' names that work here?
Bill, Mike, Jason, Andy, Andrew. Who am I forgetting? Me.
Well, I've had the chance to meet.
Tommy's our receptionist that just started.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She's got her little black dog that's kind of becoming the shop mascot.
You got a shop dog.
Yeah.
Well, I've met several of them coming through, and everybody's been so nice. They seem happy. They've been here for a while. Before I wrap up, and by the way, you mentioned thanks for my help. That's selfish. I want to bring my sponsors up here, and I want to see their brands up here because they've taken such good care of me. I want to see, BFGs and all the cars in town. And I've been so blessed with the sponsors I had for my race team. They took good care of Sonny and I.
Yep. And don't forget Rugged Radios. We're going to make a big push to try to get those on all the UTVs.